Hi, this video we're covering another kind of statement called quantified statements. And like a lot of this chapter is common English, like you might be able to interpret this just using your own methods of thinking. But this is one matter where it's helpful to have the structure of logic to break down quantified statements. So there's two types of quantifiers, the universal and the existential. So the universal quantifier you use when you say the words all, every, none, no one. So example of a universally quantified statement is everybody cheats on their taxes, okay? That's a statement that might not be true, right? So what's the minimum amount of evidence we'd use to disprove this fact? To disprove this, think about it for a second. You might say nobody cheats on their taxes, but that's not really necessarily the case. Actually, to negate this statement, everybody, all you have to show is there exists one person that did not. So you could say, no, at least one person did not cheat. That's all you need to negate the universal. So to negate all x, p of x is one way to think of it. All you need to show is there exists. All you got to find is one x such that not p of x. That's like the formal structure if you like thinking about it that way. So notice we're using there exists at least one. That is actually the existential quantifier. At least one, some, one, no one, or someone, they all mean I have at least one case. There exists at least one. Okay, so how do we negate the existential quantifier? Suppose a friend says one of these 6 cartons of milk is leaking. What's the minimum evidence you would need to prove your friend wrong? So think about that for a second. So to prove your friend wrong, to show that no, not at least one of these cartons is leaking, you would have to show that all 6 cartons are not leaking. Right? So notice to negate at least one x, p of x is true. You should say for all x, not p of x. Px is false. So notice the existential and universal, when you negate one, you get the other. So here's the expression of this. The negation of all x are b means at least one x, at least one a is not b. And the negation of no a or b is at least one a is b. So notice these are the universals here. When you negate them, you get the existential. And vice versa, at least one a is b means no a or b. No a or b, these are the universal, and these are the existential. So this is something you kind of just have to think about and work through, but this structure can help for negating sometimes complicated statements. So here's the example. Suppose you walk in and say, everyone failed on this quiz today. To negate that, what do I need to say? This is similar to saying all A are B. If A is every person in class failed exam or failed quiz. Okay, all A or B, I write it like that. What's the negation of that? All A or B means at least one A is not B. So A is not B. So since A is people in this class, person did not fail. So that's how I can use this structure of logic to help me parse and correctly negate the statement. So everyone failed on the quiz today can be negated by at least one person did not fail the quiz. And so I guess we'll go over the rest in class. I think I want you to think about this, bring questions, and we will see you in the next video.